जयपुर वाया कोटा।
कृपया ध्यान आपो अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत.
Lucknow Junction.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವ ರೈಲು
পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন. कृपया ध्यान दियो.
You know, when you watch a big star-cast film with a brilliant first half, and then the second half just is very disappointing. That's what RR's journey has been so far. And for KKR, it almost feels like a SRK film where he's opened up his arms a couple of times and you feel it's going to have a happy end, but the end just seems very far away. Hello and welcome to Cricbuzz Live. My name is Saiyami Kher and I have two superstars in the house to discuss this, well, big blockbuster game today. Please welcome Pommie Mbangwa and Bhattacharya, the superstars in the house. Welcome, welcome.
Hello, and thank you for having us here. Superstar is not a word I use normally associated with me.
You are the superstars of Cricbuzz Live. You all are.
Okay, well, look.
We'll take it.
Yeah.
We'll take it.
You must take it. You must take the wins. Take the wins and run away. Tell you what. Just as you're talking about RR and the way they've gone in terms of plots and twists and the shifts of a film, it's pretty much the way that the tournament has gone with regard to expectations. So normally we turn up and we go, you know what? This one and this one, they're definitely going to make it, and those ones are going to be out by the time X and Y and Z.
Well, Joy, like Pommie is saying, it almost feels like this new script writer who surprised everyone this IPL. It looks like a script writer has written a very surprising script this IPL.
No, absolutely. And it's fascinating because I've never seen teams, just look at it, every team has lost at least 3 games and most of them have lost, 5 games or more. And that is something that you don't often see, that many. So nobody except Gujarat to a certain extent is really running away from the pack. Now it's Gujarat and Chennai, but look at that logjam on 12, 11, 10, and especially on 10. The number of teams out there, it's really, really going to be tight. And if you look at the qualification now, it looks right now, if you look at it, Gujarat is on 16. 16 is literally a cutoff. You have to say that.
But 16 is a definite in, right?
16 is a different in. I can't see them not making it on 16 because it's 8 and 6 on a 10-team league. 16 will make it for them. But from there on, Chennai could make it on 15, but they'll be happier if they sort of win one of their 2. Mumbai, they need 2 wins in 3. Lucknow, 3 in 3. All of them. Rajasthan, 3 in 3. Kolkata, 3 in 3. Bangalore, 3 in 3. And that is what they require to go to 16. So all those teams, Lucknow, Rajasthan, Kolkata, Bangalore, 4 teams are sitting on 5 wins and need 3 more wins to make it. So they cannot afford to stumble. We add Punjab to that list as well. Add Punjab to that list as well.
The crazy thing with all of that, so you put all these teams and you say all of them need to win 3, 3, 3, 3 and 4 at the bottom to make sure, but they play each other.
Yeah,
they can't.
Them double almost.
Yeah, so they can't. And so essentially what you get is what you'd call quarterfinals, I guess, with every single game that comes up. I think that's beautiful.
This is who Rajasthan plays. They have their upcoming games, of course, Kolkata today, and then there's Bangalore and Punjab.
Bangalore at home, Punjab away. And that's interesting because we don't know where Bangalore and Punjab stands at that point in time.
Yeah.
Just remember that what's going to happen today. So there are 2 parts to it. One is you keep winning. If you lose, if Rajasthan loses today, they are standing between Bangalore and Punjab's qualification. The moment Bangalore loses, what happens? The moment if Rajasthan loses today, right now, immediately every Kolkata person will be a Bangalore supporter. Will be a Rajasthan supporter. So that's the crazy thing. They'll go against them tonight. The moment they play the next and they've lost to them, say, please be spoilers for us. Please take points away from us.
So today is a do or die. Whoever loses today...
To get to 16. I'm not saying, again, there are mathematical ways you can qualify without 16, but you need 16 or 15 at least to qualify. And Kolkata is the same. If they lose today, Chennai match will not matter so much, but Lucknow again, somebody will be praying that they beat Lucknow. So Rajasthan will say, please, you lost to us, please beat Lucknow.
You know, which is what I love in Cricbuzz, is because you've got someone who's been in the dugout, who's been on all the mathematical calculations that you can sit on, and then we've got Pommie, who's also been who's been a player, not so much of the IPL, but he's played in crucial knockout games. So the pressure, does somebody from the management let this go to a player where they'll say that obviously all players know that this is the do or die, but how much of this maths is given to the players?
The maths didn't come from the dugout for him.
But I'll tell you one thing, all players want to know.
They want to know.
They want to know. And I remember, and the most heart-wrenching memory I have is 2010, Chennai playing Punjab at Dharamshala. Lost match. They're losing that match. If they lose that match, Kolkata qualifies. And then Dhoni comes in and 3 overs of magic and mayhem, and you're all looking. So that's the problem. Whether you want to tell them or not, this is all players are going to be discussing. If they're on the cusp of getting in through, this is all they're discussing the last 1 week. So whether you want to tell them, keep them away and say, no social media, nothing. Everybody, the waiter, while serving you breakfast, will talk to you about it. Your parents calling you home will tell you about it. Everybody
can't
knows.
escape. You can't escape.
Yeah, there's just the natural inclination, though, to have an interest in the thing you are doing. And they're invested, like properly invested, because yes, they're players, but they also desire that the results, whatever those results are, go for them. There's the part that says, I've got to do my part and ensure that I do my part well. Now, that doesn't change whether you know a million things or you don't. You still will want to do your part well. You still will try and get yourself as settled as possible in terms of your mindset and all the rest. And you'll still go out onto the field thinking, right, I've got to get the job done here. It doesn't stop you from being curious. Every single one of us, no matter what it is, we're just curious about stuff. And more so when that stuff impacts us and is particularly interesting.
I mean, it's just two sides to the coin, because most players also, speak about how they want to focus on the ball, on the delivery, on the game, and not think too much. So in their interviews, they say this, but I think inside in their hearts, they want to know exactly who's where.
And the team management will try and make it easy for them. They'll try and get them to do practice, try and get them to keep their mind off it. And it's a very interesting thing. When you're in situations that you try and occupy the team as much as possible, because the more they stay alone, there'll be bunches of 2-2 players, 3-3 players who go to rooms and will only discuss this. So you try and keep them away from that. You say, okay, we are all having dinner together on the lawn today. All the players come in, it's necessary. Or we are going to somebody's house today. They will try and keep things happening continuously so that the players don't dwell on it. Because dwelling on it is the problem which you have, that you don't want people to be, too occupied with it.
Yeah, the point and the difficulty. So if I can put it in sort of a game situation, that it's impossible to fully still your mind. Impossible. You can't do it. Nobody can. And the manager, the coach, the captains, they're not saying bury your head in the sand and know nothing about what's going on. No, you can know what's going on. But what everybody wants and what everybody seeks is the ability to switch off what needs to be switched off when it's time to do what needs to be done. That's the tricky part. That's the difficult part, because try as you might to just watch the television, your phone's ringing and you're kind of going, well, do I answer the phone or do I watch this? Can I pause this? Right? I'll pause this and I'll deal with the phone. So here we go. Deal with the phone. Okay, can't speak right now. There's something I got to watch. Put that away. Carry on here. But it doesn't quite happen like that, right? Because everything is kind of intertwined and overlaps, and it makes it difficult for you then to actually focus. And that's the problem.
Well, Rajasthan have won the toss. They've decided to bowl first. They have not been winning too much in the last 6 games. They've lost 5 of their games. So thankfully, they've got off to a winning start with the toss. Both these teams, because Rajasthan is coming off that last ball finish of Sandeep Sharma, which didn't go their way, and there was a last ball finish which Rinku again did what Rinku does. So Rinku Singh has been the finisher, and he's been that white cap holder, which we have started because Michael started the white cap tradition at Cricbuzz Live. So he's up there. We see the figures and we've seen what Rinku's done with finishing games for KKR. He's been, well, we thought, it's one game, it's two games, but he just comes and does it again and again and again for KKR.
Absolutely. And if you look at that, Headman had a very good start of the season. He's their gun finisher for Rajasthan Royals. But look at it. He's tailed off now. And he's, after the first 3-4 games, he's just not got runs. Rinku Singh up there, 214 at 53.5, 187 strike rate. Most importantly, remember that last over, the last time that they played. Andre Russell goes for a run because he has the confidence of knowing that Rinku Singh will finish it at this end. And I think that is the one thing that you're seeing in both with Varun Chakravarti and with Rinku Singh, that change of responsibility. Like Sunil Narayan was the 6th over bowler. Now it's Varun Chakravarti who's the 6th over bowler. Teams are scouting Varun more than they're scouting Sunil Narayan. I'm not saying Sunil Narayan is through, but he's not the go-to bowler anymore. And similarly, I feel that Rinku Singh is taking that role. And Andre Russell is saying, Andre is a great, he's a goat. He's a goat in this IPL tournament. So he's also saying that, okay, Rinku is now our designated number one finisher. And that's fantastic because, Chandrakant Pandit is a coach who's come in to nurture local talent. And those two are as good as you get. So
it's almost like you said, handing over the baton to the younger, newer people, which is so heartwarming to see. And also something so heartwarming to see was that post-match interview that happened where they were talking about how, Nitish Rana spoke about how it is always be Russell. And then now the Rinku, he's been here and he's earned this because he's been here for 5-6 years.
He has been there for a long time. All we knew of Rinku Singh was how good he was as a fielder. Now, we knew how good he was as a fielder because in the setup, he had just about every time, every game, be named as one of the subs who would field 5-6 overs when the heat was on. And he would field his heart out. He would give absolutely everything. And season after season, you'd come back and you think, Rinku Singh, he never gets picked, but we're always talking about him, not about his batting, knew nothing of his batting, hadn't seen it, right? Because he hadn't had a go. And once he got his chance, he took it with both hands. And it's such a fantastic story. I mean, there's many stories that have been spoken about, which are off-the-field stories to the franchise and to cricket. But in cricket itself, when people are told, hey, listen, you've got to make sure you're ready and you've got to make sure when the time comes that you do the right thing, right? Now, would he have picked this role as the one to take? Probably not. It's the most difficult role, but it's the space that was there. And he did, in terms of developing and getting to where he needs to, did the work and watched from the side as Russell, as Joy there is saying here, that, he was good, he's a goat, and he watched from the side and has worked out how it's got to be done, and he's now doing it himself. It's absolutely fabulous to watch people grow in the tournament and become, good players, stars themselves. It was goosebumps stuff when they were cheering and shouting Rinku, whilst he was there, Andre Russell. And nice also what Andre Russell says at the end to say, listen, if he's there, I know we're good.
Yeah, if he's there, they know they're good. We'll have a look at KKR's playing 11 because they're going to be batting first. So this is their batting 11. Jason Roy is in and there's Anukul Roy who comes in.
So basically one change, literally they've got Vaibhav Vadora's gone out and I think they've got in Anukul Roy there. So they're very interesting because that means that they think it'll turn. They think the pitch will turn a bit, which is their way of looking at it. This Kolkata pitch, I actually think this Kolkata pitch is the best pitch surfaces we have been getting in the IPL because there's a bit of turn, there's a bit of bounce, there's a bit of swing up front. So you're getting everything. So it's not just only batters, nor is it only bowlers like some of those Lucknow pitches have been. I feel it's somewhere in between. And I think this is one surface that they're giving surfaces that everyone has something to play for, And I think that's great.
It's going in the direction, I think, sort of towards what they would want it to be. If you look at the Kolkata side and the spin that they have, early in the tournament, it probably wasn't ideal because it more suited stroke making with no turn, right? And now, as we go along, and today, by the way, tonight they're playing on the same pitch they played on in the game before, which did turn.
Yeah.
So you expect that it'll turn even more tonight. And so as we've gone along, the part of their team that kind of bolsters them, that has defended scores, that has attacked, that has done just about everything for them, is the part that's going to be in the game today. And effectively, it becomes a spin-off, doesn't it? I say spin-off, that probably doesn't quite work that way, but it's a face-off, spin-off, face-off for the spinners, because in the opposition, there are also some spinners. So.
Lots of spinners. We'll have a look at Rajasthan's team because they will be bowling first, and they have gone ahead with Joe Root, so he gets a place in, and there is, of course, Butler Hetmyer. Trent Bolt comes back in, his niggle's gone. So they will get in an extra batter once they come into the second.
The interesting thing is the fact that Bolt has come in, that's natural. They had to get Bolt in. He's the guy who takes wickets early. He's really important to them. But to accommodate Joe Root, what they've had to do, and they've kept Joe Root, I understand, their batting is too frail right now. But they've closed the door on Adam Zampa. So that 4 overs of Adam Zampa, remember now you have a team, one team is going to be bowling with all their spinners intact. So all the spinners will come out and bowl. And I think the only thing that you'll probably see is in their bowling 11, they'll probably try and get Murugan Ashwin in because I think he's the only other gun spinner within their ranks.
You think we'll get Root to bowl? Is that possible?
That's a good shout. I like that as a shout because if the conditions say so and they say you need to bowl another spinner or you need to find some spin overs somewhere, he's not a bad option. He'll probably have to bowl quicker than he normally bowls because here they'll smash him if he does, if he bowls those loopy off spinners of his. But it's not a bad shout. Think back to the previous game where Nitish Rana brought himself on and he got a wicket. So recognizing that the wicket will spin and that actually going to the seamers might well make it a little bit easier. Let me bowl some more spin. And so those are decisions that will be made. But I think, however, it might be a case of let's see which we need to balance, right? Which do we need more? Can Ashwin and Chahal do the job without bringing Zampa in as well? That would have been the question. And because that question can be answered quite easily from a perspective of our batting has struggled over the last little while, we kind of have to do it that way and keep Joe Root in and hopefully he can bolster that.
Joy, it is a battle of spin today because there are big spinners in both teams. We touched upon it. So there is Ash, there's Yuzi, Joe Root, if at all, is used as a spinner. But in the other team, there is Varun, who's been beautiful. KKR has backed Varun. He's been beautiful. Sunil Narayan, of course, and Suyash, the youngster, who's impressed. We can see the numbers here. They're very similar to each other. Who do you think is going to triumph against?
So it's an interesting one because I genuinely believe that the Kolkata batting side is a more fragile batting side. In terms of actual form, even though they haven't done that well, they haven't managed to hold teams back. But I think the Rajasthan batting is a stronger batting unit in general. But I think this Kolkata bowling has this edge because I feel that 12 overs of spin, get another couple from Nitish Rana. You are looking at 13, 14 overs of spin out.
They
played Anukul Roy.
Right?
They got Anukul Roy. They got Anukul Roy as well. So you could see 15, 16 overs of spin. And that has to be their strategy. Now, one of the other reasons they probably are playing Joe Root is Joe Root is a very decent player of spin. So they feel that, somebody like a Hetmyer is not so used to spin, but Joe Root is very good against spin. Sanju Samson knows how to play spin. The Indian players are going to be very important. Dhruv Jurel is going to be important for them. They may need to play the extra batsman as well, given the situation. So it's going to be how to counter Kolkata spin. Because I think Rajasthan will bowl spin, but I think they'll bowl 10 overs of spin, maybe 12 overs of spin. Kolkata could bowl 12, 16 overs, 15, 16 overs of spin.
Pommie, there is, of course, the Kolkata spin, which has Sunil Narayan, who's a veteran. But otherwise, RR spin just looks more experienced with Yuzi and Ash. Yuzi, if he gets his wicket today, will be the highest wicket taker in the IPL. So they seem more experienced. Who are you going to pick if it's going to be?
It's a difficult one. I think they're quite closely matched. In just thinking about the way things have gone, there's been a potency with the attack of Rajasthan Royals. And I know that earlier on, Ashwin didn't perhaps get the wickets, but as it's gone along, Ashwin's actually got wickets and crucial wickets. So if he takes one, he takes a crucial one, breaks the partnership. Yuzvendra Chahal all the way through. Can I say again that I don't know how RCB let him go? I need to say that again because it's the one thing that baffles me as I think about this. Here we are talking about him going to be leading wicket taker, needs to take a wicket and away he goes, and he was let go. Anyway, move right along. I think the potency of the Rajasthan Royals combined with the brittle nature of the Kolkata Knight Riders kind of shifts it in their favor. But at home, going on momentum, going on form. Sorry, Joyda. They didn't need to just say that word. You were the one who said you don't like it, right? Yeah.
Brittle.
Yeah.
Momentum.
Momentum. He doesn't
It's
like
a banned word.
Yeah,
Momentum
fortress, momentum,
process.
process,
Execution.
words.
execution.
Yeah.
Execute the plans. You're sent to jail for 7 days.
No, 7 days in jail. Okay, so I've only got 1 day in jail anyway. Yeah, so it's that combination, I think, like where one side at the crucial time, one side in a time in the tournament where the pressure is kind of heightened, are going well. Whereas the other side have gone from going quite well, they have kind of everything.
Yeah,
I've said while sitting here before that, I'm looking at them early in the tournament. I'm saying, I'm looking at them for the tournament.
Yes.
Never mind, for making the top 4. So, and here they are struggling, 1 from 6. It's a terrible situation. However, what about experience coming to the fore when it's crunch time?
Yep, absolutely. Also, I think RR's form deserted them with Michael Vaughan's flight back to UK.
It
Literally.
did. It really did.
He got onto a plane and RR just fell off a cliff.
Hey,
Michael, are you listening?
it's your
All
fault.
You're doing.
It's your fault, Michael.
But I have to pick on something that Pommie spoke about, and I saw Joy Bhattacharya's face just frowning a little bit. He said the brittle batting of KKR. Well, Jason Roy has taken all the opportunities, done very well, but an area of concern probably is Venkatesh Iyer. He had that century, and then he's just dipped. I think 80 runs in 6 innings is what he's managed.
But remember the last time, and that's exactly the point, that last 6 innings, he's just not got going, and somehow, because he's no longer, I think, batting at 1 or 2, he's now coming in at 3 or 4, depending on the situation. Nitish Rana, sometimes they change that as well. The thing about him is that he needs to really fire because his ability to be able to score in over 7 to 10 is huge. He has great placement. And I think that is a pressure area because what happens is if your openers give you a good start, 7 to 11 is where Rajasthan is a choke. They choke you completely, Ashwin will come on probably the 6th over or one of them will come on the 6th over and 6 to 12, 13, you'll struggle against them. They need somebody like Venkatesh Iyer because he has that ability to find gaps, play spin well, has good wrists and has power as well. So he hits a lot straight, which is the most difficult shot in the world to stop. So they need him to come to that party. And if he comes to the party as well, then that sets it up for somebody like a Rinku or Andre Russell to give the final burst. So it's really important that all these pieces come together for Kolkata. But they're, as he said, a side on the ascendant.
Yes.
They're going upwards at this point in time.
Well, somebody who has come to the party is Russell, and that's great news because I think 42 of 24 is what he did in the last game. And he's somebody that KKR really needs. He's that figure of one team. If he performs, the morale just feels good, and he's come to the party. Yeah,
other thing is you look at he's bowling also. He's giving you a couple of overs, 2-3 overs because what's happening is that's why they can afford to play so many spinners. So today Anikul Rai, Suyash Sharma, everyone's playing because you can afford to have Andre Russell will bowl a couple, Harshit Rana will bowl a couple and that's it. I mean, they have enough to start the attack off and to finish maybe a couple of overs from each of them.
With good stories, can we go on how Harshit Rana has been? He's been pretty good. It's been good to watch, good pace, good control as well in the game. What was it, against Sunrisers? Was it against Sunrisers where he kind of thought, Vaibhav and him, why are they starting this way? They don't have that many runs on the board. And he's gone quite nicely. He got the wickets, good bounce he's got, So it's nice to see when a guy sort of quietly and under the radar is
doing his stuff.
Doing good things as a guy who nobody's raving about him. But he's got some good qualities. And time will go by and he'll gain experience from what he's having to do here, having to bowl up at the front and lead an attack in terms of the seam bowling, kind of waiting for the spinners to do a good job. And if you don't set it up right, then the spinners are under pressure. So he's doing that part quite well in kind of recent times where they've gone okay.
Joy, a matchup which you're not going to be very happy listening to is that Trent Bolt is back. He's fit and he's gotten Jason Roy twice. And KKR need Jason Roy to perform because up at the top they need that big knock from Jason Roy.
I think it's one of the most crucial parts of the match because, you know, Trent brings it back a bit and, you know, slides it through, then will bring it back a bit. Most batsmen are LBW candidates and he doesn't, you know, look at those, you know, 20 over 7 wickets still. And we're talking about, you know, Trent Bolt has been around for a long, long time. And it's amazing that he takes so many wickets and teams actually give up on him. I do not understand that because he's the most lethal weapon in the power play in the history of this tournament. And he just cannot get, and that's the thing. The batsmen have to take risks up front. In those 4 overs up front are going to be the most crucial overs of the match.
Yeah. Pommie, actually, Trent Bolt said something which was really sweet, and I was very excited you were coming on to the show because he said, you know, he doesn't want to give up too many secrets, but whenever he tries to bowl, he only goes for the in-swingers. He says, all the balls I bowl are in-swingers, and sometimes when it doesn't swing in, it either goes out or comes straight, and people think, oh, I've got another one going, but I'm not doing anything, it just didn't swing. So this is something he spoke about, which I found really cute, where he said that, well, I only know how to bowl the in-swinger.
Well, yeah, I think he's hiding some secret.
Yeah, exactly. I also think it's reverse psychology.
I think he's absolutely hiding some secret. So you have one of two things if you're asked the question, right? If you're asked the question, you can say, yes, I bowl an innie and I sometimes bowl an outie to whoever, right? And therefore, they're there searching for the outie and the innie, right? Or you can say, all I do is bowl in-swingers, right? Now, Jason Roy will know.
Yes.
All the other batters will know who've kind of played for in-swing and nicked off. Many a time. We've watched it for years and years. Maybe at the beginning of his career, it might have been like that. But as time has gone on, when he's bowling particularly well and up at the front, he seldom isn't, right? He's got it on a string and he'll go this way, and he'll go that way on purpose. So, and you can tell because you can see the wrist, you can see what's happening. Yes, sometimes you go for an innie and it won't go in, and natural variation will have it carry on with the angle. But
so Joy, he's just being one of those topper students who say, "Maine padhai nahi ki," and then come and get come for
say that again.
Oh, sorry, I didn't study for my exam. Maine padhai nahi ki. Maine padhai nahi ki.
Maine padhai nahi ki.
I didn't study.
I didn't study.
Okay.
Because it was really sweet. He was being like this good news boy who was giving these answers.
And this is very typical Kiwi. Country of 4 million with 20 million sheep and 4 million humans. Okay, they play 1.4 billion in a test championship and win against them. Because they all punch way above their weight. You know, this much talent he has. And he's absolutely playing mind games. If you tell me that, you know, Trent Bolt can't bowl an outswinger, I'm sorry. Because
he also spoke about how he doesn't think about power play wickets. He says that that's something I don't think about. The time I start thinking about it, I don't get wickets. So he's almost playing the reverse psychology card now that you all talk about it.
Well, no, in that regard, I would support him. And the reason I support him is this, that essentially all he's got to do is make sure that at his end, what needs to be done is done. And so it's not necessarily one ball he is bowling or one type of delivery that he's releasing each time. Maybe 2, maybe 3. I'm sort of putting in a bouncer there and one that swings this way and one that goes across. You can throw in a slower ball there. Those are many different deliveries that he's got to ensure that he bowls when he wants and how he wants. And in the power play, he's got to assess, you know, what works, what's going to go well, is it going to swing? If it swings, what's most dangerous? I've got to get one to swing in. And if it does, that's what's going to happen. So that's what he looks to do. And when he manages to do that as he wants, then more often than not, as has been the case, he'll get a wicket. It'll be a wicket ball because it's pretty difficult for anyone to play it when it swings right-handers early on and so forth. So you can't think outcome. You've got to think what you're doing and what you have to do and be fully committed to that and let the results sort themselves out.
Well, Joy, they know that the results sort themselves out in the beginning, but the big problem for RR has been their depth over bowling. Because, well, Bolt comes in the beginning, does his job.
Yeah, I fully agree with you. And I think that's their main problem, that even after setting targets, like the big targets, I mean, you see where Mumbai started off and they ended that 214 chase easily with 3 balls to spare. Gujarat's total, of course, was nothing. But even Hyderabad, I mean, that's the problem, that these guys have not managed to put the plug in. And that's the truth is, Bolt is not an end-overs bowler. Really. So he's depending on the other bowlers to do well at the death, Sandeep Sharma to do well at the death. Sandeep Sharma is doing well at one end, getting some of it there, but he's not got support. Jason Holder's gone for runs. All the other medium pacers they've tried have gone for runs. Kuldeep Sen has gone for runs. So that's their other big problem, that they're leaking at the back.
But do you think they should probably take the risk of maybe getting a Yuzi to bowl in the death? Because he's not done too badly.
Yeah, well, 2 years back you had him win. He got a hat-trick against Kolkata and won a match bowling at the death. Was it a hat-trick or 3? He got 3 wickets in a no. I'm not sure if he got a hat-trick or not. But that's the problem, that he's too valuable up front. You don't want to leave it till then. I mean, do you want him to bowl at the 20th over where even a slash will go for a 6? So, that's the thing. You want to use his overs better, perhaps.
Well, it's that time where we have to let the topper, the first bencher, take it away on the show.
Oh, right.
So we sit back and relax.
The
topper will do what he's supposed to do.
Joy factor question.
Joy factor question.
Okay, this is involving, in which specific test record are 2 franchise coaches in 2nd and 3rd place, a Cricbuzz commentator and another franchise coach in joint 7th place. That means there's a list of, it's a test cricket records list, where 2 current franchise coaches are in 2nd and 3rd place. Another one is in joint 7th place along with a Cricbuzz commentator.
A test record.
Test record. Okay. 2nd and 3rd place actually tells you a bit. There are hints there if you follow serious test cricket.
Stephen Fleming.
I'm not saying anything.
I know you're not. I am saying stuff. Who's 3rd? Sangakkara.
I'm not saying anything.
Okay, we don't
2
want
lefties.
we don't want to put his acting skills to test because
his poker skills.
Yeah, he has to
2
put his
lefties.
poker face on. So we will leave this to the green room to discuss
And
what
now
happens. Now it is. By the way, I'm going to go back to I won my first prediction game yesterday.
Oh, did you?
Finally.
Everybody.
Oh, we did this yesterday. But finally, and I hope I get a 2nd right. So let's go for the prediction.
Oh, okay. So don't you want to go first?
I'll go first.
Yeah, go first.
KKR batting. They've scored 6 runs in 4 balls, so I'll just give you all that update as well. So I'm not cheating, but I'm going to go with 170.
I'll go. 189.
That's exactly the number I thought. Okay. 189 was exactly the number to the T. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. 179 then in that case.
Okay. We've got most things covered. So 170, 179, 189. I got very carried away today and the game's already started. So I should quickly say goodbye to you all. But don't forget to join us at the 10 over point. Get your food, get your drinks and see us at the com box. I'll see you soon.
Jaipur via Kota.
कृपया ध्यान आपको अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
Lucknow Junction.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವವರೇ ಚೆನ್ನೈ ತಿರುಚಿರಾಪಳ್ಳಿ
Hyderabad Superfast Express পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন। कृपया ध्यान दो